welcome to today's video. Today, stuff's happening. I've made decisions, and there will be my version of the how-to a little later on in the video. I'm gonna try changing tires, DIY style. I saw a video, let's see if I can do it. First though, time to fuel up. Okay, got a bit of a drive ahead because step 2 is tools and supplies, and my tools aren't home. Let's go for a ride. All right, got all the tools I need. Let's go shopping. All right, here we go. There we go. Okay, I got 2 out of 3 things on the list, and I think I got a solution for the missing one. So we're good. Let's get working. All right, we're about ready to get to work. Okay, quick update on the DIY tire change. Not as easy as I thought it would be. Didn't expect it to be easy, but it's really not easy. Managed to get this guy off, but not without a lot of effort. And I'm going to try one more time. I have 2 more tires to take off of rims, and I'll see how that goes. Hopefully on the 3rd try I can show you what I'm doing. If I figured it out by then, I'll keep you posted. Good afternoon. We're now a week later and still at it. So just a quick recap here. Working on trying to fix the trailer that I bought for cheap because it was broken. Here it is. Here's where I'm at right now. Trying to get these bald tires off of their rims, get new ones on. I'm gonna show you a couple of ways that have not worked, and hopefully going to show you a way that, fingers crossed, will work. Step 1 making sure that you get all the air out of the tire. Very important, because you're not going to be able to compress it, which you need to do to take it off. Quick and easy way to do that is to pull the valve out. Now this tire is not inflated on account of it being finished, and also on account of me having tried a few times to take the tire off. Once you take the valve stem out, you're ready to go. One of the first tricks I tried was to take a hammer and bang on the sidewall of the tire, try and get it loose. Now the proper tool does not look like this. It kind of looks like what a hoe and a sledgehammer would make if they had a baby. So I'm just going to show you real quick what I tried, and you'll see that it won't work. Now the second trick involves using a jack and a pickup truck or a car or something really heavy that you can jack up against. So what you're going to do is take the wheels of the jack, put them right here on the sidewall. You're going to make sure that the saddle of your jack is underneath the frame of either your car, truck. Truck is better. Mine is a little bit too low to the ground, so I'm going to jack it up against the trailer hitch, just like this. And that, well, it won't work. I've tried it, but that could work. I'll show you. Check it out. Now the third trick involves starting the truck up, sliding the tire lined up with the truck tire, driving it over a couple times, and again trying to get this tire off of the rim. Let's give that a try. I've got a trick for you today, and I'm going to show you how to change your tires on the fly with tools that you probably already have. I'll show you. Here's what you're going to need. First, you'll need a nice jack, not one, but 2 crowbars, a strap, and if you want to make your life a lot easier, get yourself a 4-way tool. Take the valve right out of the stem, deflate that tire right away. Now you're gonna start with your jack and your strap. And what you're gonna do is take the longer end of the strap and put that underneath your jack, nice and free and clear. Then you're going to take your tire and you're going to lean it on the jack, making sure that the rim is not touching the saddle, the part that goes up. You can do that by running your hands underneath. Then what you're going to do is take that long end of the strap, put it down through the wheel, and do the same thing with the short end. Put that through, and then you got to hook the hooks to the bar that goes between the wheel. Now, to give you a better idea of what that looks like, let me show you. Now right here, we have that bar, and what you're going to do is take the hook, hook it on like that. Now let's take a look at what that looks like in action. Once you got everything through and hooked on, double check to make sure you're properly placed and tighten it down. And it's worth mentioning before I start that I already took the air out. Make sure you take the air out of the tire before you start this, or it's just not going to work. So we're all strapped down and ready to go. It's time to get the jack working. And sometimes, as is the case now, you might have to do that a couple of more times. And here is a perfect example of what not to do. Clearly I didn't check, and clearly I'm making a mistake. And you can see, having a lot of trouble breaking the bead, but we are getting movement. So very important, don't give up. I don't know if you heard that, but I did. And it sounded like it came loose. Let's check and see. This, my friends, is what success, let's just say it can look like this. There we go. Nice gap. That bead is broken. See if we can get the rest by jumping on it. Okay, that's one side. There's two. Whew. I think it's worth pointing out at this point that these are trailer tires. They are worn out. And for trailer tires to get worn out, as far as I know, they have to have been on there for a very, very, very long time. And that is probably why it's so hard to get them off. Now, if you're using car tires that you change twice a year, winter and summer, it's probably going to go a whole lot easier. But I wouldn't recommend you do that for the simple reason that your tires aren't going to be balanced and you run the risk of maybe damaging them. Now, these are trailer tires. I'm tired. They're trailer tires. They're very worn out. I don't care if I damage them because I'm replacing them. So now, side two. Now, the trick here that I've noticed while tightening them down, don't go all the way. Snug it up. That should be good enough. Every time I went and I over tightened it, what happened is that the tire would slip and move and I would wind up putting pressure on the rim and not the tire. And that's just a waste of effort. Good to go. Next step involves crowbars and getting the tire off the rim. Almost done. So I wasn't kidding. It's not easy when the tires are really old. This is pretty good evidence that was an old tire. Another thing about this that's not so good is that the valve to inflate the tire is broken. So I'm going to cover how to replace that and how to get it out in just a sec. so here it is on this side. Here it is on this side. I'm not messing around. Cut it off, pull it out, done. Next, I'll be installing a couple of valves, putting the tires back on, and I'll be good to go. Stay with me, almost done, I promise. Now, an important thing to know when you're going to be changing valves is that the size of this hole matters, and you're going to want to measure it. And in my case, this looks like it's about 7/16, maybe 3/8. So we'd have to find the closest one to that. Luckily, however, I've got this little precision tool here called a vernier, and I'm going to measure that, and that is 0.44 inches. So I have to make sure to buy that size valve and put it in. Okay, so life being what it is, the solution that I had for that third item not working out, so take two back to the store, pick up what I need. Let's get to it. Okay, picked up a new valve, and 0.453 inches. We measured 0.44, so these are the right ones. I'm going to take a little bit of grease here. It's going to spray some on just to make sure it's a little bit easier to get in there. Add a little to the hole itself. And here we go. I'm going to use our 4-way tool for way number 2 on how to use this in this video. Just screw that on, grab a pair of pliers, and leverage. You're going to want to make sure that you got a good fit that's nice and flush. I'm going to have to give this a bit of a clean before I put the tire. Okay, just going to use a little kiwi juice here. Clean this up a little bit. A little more peach juice. Okay, so that's it. Managed to get the 2 tires off the rim, put those outside, got the 2 new ones on, replaced the valves, both of them. So I think we're going to be good to go. Just got to get some air in there. That's going to wait till another day because it is dark outside and I just cannot film. So tomorrow for that. Next thing I'm going to do is probably a little bit of welding. Just got to clean up a little bit before I do that. And I'll show you what that looks like. All right, so now what I have left to do before I can get those tires on is I got to get some studs in these holes. The problem that I was having with the usual way of installing them, which is to put them in and then you just torque them down and they go in the hole. Problem I have here is that I went and I bought studs specifically for a trailer, and it turns out they are too big and I just cannot get them in. And then I went and I bought these, and they come off of a car, so I have no doubt that they're strong. The only issue with these is that they're a little bit too small. Now, them being too small is probably a little bit better than them being too big, so I'm going to take these that are too small, I'm going to put them in, I'm going to bolt them down, get them into place, weld them in there just so that they hold. And that should be good enough for what I'm trying to do here with this trailer, which is just to get it somewhere else. And once it's there, it's going to sit there for the winter. I might use it once or twice, but down the line, I'm going to fix it, going to do it properly. Probably going to change this whole setup here, because this is for electric brakes, and I don't really need those because it's not a very heavy trailer and I'm not going to be overloading it. So I'm going to clean this up, and I'll get to welding and see when that's done. That's a little hot. So that wraps it up for the welding. The 5 studs are welded on in here. As I do this welding, I will get better at it. So for the time being, that is going to wrap it up. It's getting dark, and the rest of the things that I have to do have to happen outside, and I can't film in the dark right now. So just to recap, today I managed to get the tires changed. All that is left to do on that is to put some air in it. This hub has to go on the trailer. The other one that I worked on in a previous video is already on the trailer. I've already reinstalled the fender. I just have to put a couple more screws in there. So that'll do tomorrow, and with a little bit of luck and a whole lot of hard work, I'm looking forward to hitching up the trailer to the truck and driving off into the distance and getting a couple of shots of that. So stay tuned, not done, one more day and we are good. Today is day three, and it is the last day, because today everything will be finished. I made a huge amount of progress yesterday. I'm really happy, and I will most definitely be driving off into the sunset tonight, and I will be able to bring this trailer to its temporary seasonal storage location. Ooh, complicated. Here we go. All right, it's been half an hour and that tire is just not working, so try something else. And we gotta go for a ride. Okay, so the tire that I'm having trouble with right now is the one that I had trouble with yesterday when I was trying to take it off of the rim. So I'm not surprised that my little air compressor isn't powerful enough. So I'm gonna go and try and see if I can find one at a gas station, and hopefully it might be a little more powerful. So let's go. Okay, time to get our drum installed. Next, gotta throw a couple more screws into the fender. Gotta get a cotter pin, and I'll be able to put the tires on because they're ready to go. And soon, driving off. Looking forward to it. That's done. Let's put a tire on. All right, tighten those down when I get it back on the ground. right, looks like it's done. I did put a cotter pin in off camera. I didn't actually have a cotter pin to use, so what I did is a very temporary measure, and I will be bringing all of my tools along with me when I do move this trailer, just in case. I'm going to show you what I used instead. So here's what I used instead. I used a large, kind of heavy-duty-ish paper clip that I bent into shape.